Hello everyone. For those of you that follow my YouTube channel out here in the Philippines, I thought it's only right, because I put myself on social media, that I should let you know when circumstances change, for better or for worse. And at the moment my circumstances have changed and I'm going to be returning to the UK shortly. I do know that some of you out there are probably watching me out here and thinking to yourselves, you too would like to take a chance and kind of do what I'm doing, but you want to see how it works out for me first, and I guess various other people on YouTube who are showing their life in various different countries around the world. Well, I can only give you my story and what's happening to me, which may be a help to you, it may not. But here we go. There are 3 reasons why I'm returning to the UK, and my first reason, which is the biggest reason of all, is simply put, my son Tyler came out here. We were going to put him in a university and he was going to study an undergraduate degree on mechanical engineering. The university we chose has internationally recognised qualifications. There are a number of colleges here that are only recognised in the Philippines, their qualifications. So we had a good college lined up, a good university lined up, should I say. He went to the university, he took the entrance exam, he didn't quite get the mark, but they allowed him in anyway, and he's had a good look around the college and everything, but he's not that keen on it. And more to the point, there are a whole list of requirements that this university requires in order for him to fully get going, which would mean us travelling back to the UK, to the Philippine Embassy in London, amongst other things we would need to do, and get certain paperwork and stamps and seals and God knows what the college wants off us. So we would have to come back to the UK anyway. I've had a long conversation with Tyler and he's basically said, Dad, look, to be honest with you, I would rather just go back to the UK and pick up a regular job there and get started in life that way. If it doesn't work out in England, the university here is still open to us, so we can come back and still have a crack at it. I do, however, wonder myself, he was going to study the mechanical engineering over here. Even if he got, after 4 or 5 years, an undergraduate degree, what good would that really be in the real world? I don't know, there's a question mark over that. But to have an undergraduate degree, if you can get it, it can't be a bad thing. But that is my biggest problem. Now in hindsight, I could have said, really, we shouldn't have come over here in the first place, because he had just finished school, he should be starting a job and blah blah blah, getting on in life. There's another thought to this that I had in my mind. I knew this situation could arise. I knew this situation could arise, so I was prepared for it anyway. But I thought, we're going to come out here anyway. And the reason being, when I was a kid and I left school, the first thing I'd done was look for a job. For Tyler to take a year out and have a blast, have the time of his life in a country that is 1,000,000 miles away from anything he knows, that's priceless. I've given him this experience out here in the Philippines, a chance that I guess a lot of people would give their right arm for, to be out here. Not only that, at my age, I'm kind of thinking to myself, Tyler's getting to the age where he ain't going to be hanging around with his old man much anymore. So the time I've actually spent with him out here has been priceless. We've had a good old time together, we've had a good bonding. I'm ever so proud of him, and I'm sure he's proud of me. And the memories that we have created out here together will see us through for the rest of our lives, and I'm happy. Do I have any regrets coming out here? Hell no. It's been great, it's been a blast. My mindset has changed since certain events back in England, to be honest with you. I won't go into this too much because there's another story I want to tell, which I keep saying I'm going to, but I never seem to get around to it. But I don't want to conflict one story with another. But that's the basic premise of taking us back to the UK, to get Tyler doing a job and getting him up on the ladder, so to speak. He'll be all right. I've got his back. Anyway, my second issue is my house in the UK is empty. It's been empty since like the beginning of August. So at the moment, I am now paying full council tax on my house, plus the insurances that run with it, and I'm not getting any income from my house. That means, as of right now, as the last number of months, I am living off my savings. Now, I have a fair bit of money. I'm not destitute, should I say, and there is no way I'd ever get to a point where I'm getting low on money and I'm going to have to say I've got to go back. I have a high bar, if you know what I mean. My cut-off point is I still want a lot of money in my account before I go back to the UK, so I can build on that. So it's not so much the money is the issue, it's more the fact that I can't have a house sat there in the UK that I'm still paying for, not a mortgage wise because I own it outright, but I'm still paying the full council tax and all that and the other. And I don't want my house sat empty for God knows how many months when anything could happen, especially over the winter. So I've got to go back and sort that out regardless. Point number 3, this is, I don't really know how to talk about this. I don't want to rant and rave, but no, I shan't. I'm not going to go down this route. But I will say, for those of you who follow British politics and what's going on in the country, you'll all know who's in power. I call them the communists, even though they call themselves socialists than Labour. I don't call them Labour. I call them thieves. I call them cockroaches. I call them anything, but what you know, they're not decent people. And anyone who's been watching the news, you will know that this guy that's in power now is an absolute asinine liar. Everything he seems to be doing is to the detriment of the country, and that subordinate below him, Miliband, do you know what, that guy with his net zero cult bullshit is going to drag the country and all of us off the edge of a cliff with him. And for what? For what is what I ask. Even if the UK disappeared off the map completely, it just completely blew up, it wouldn't make no difference to the world's climate whatsoever. And I keep trying to point out, they keep talking about net zero. The trees absorb carbon monoxide and give out oxygen. Yet what does Starmer want to do? He wants to burn trees. I don't get it. Everything's arse about face. This government, I mean, the Tories were bad. I will never forgive Boris Johnson, never, for over COVID. No frigging way. Absolute liars, conspiracy. And but this government, you know, and I was all for like Keir Starmer. I knew he was a sleepy git. I knew he was a flip-flop, but you know, he is 10 times, 100 times worse than I could have ever imagined. I don't even like politics. I know I bang on sometimes about it, but I can't see the country getting any better for what this guy is doing. Him and his little bunch of subordinates, they are absolutely drunk on power. They are incompetent, liars, and do not know what the hell they're doing. And if they do know what, well, put it this way, they know how to get freebies and fill their own pockets, that's for sure. It's disgusting what's going on. How the hell these can be in power, I don't know. Well, they got there by default, really, didn't they? Because not that many people voted them in, that's for sure. Anyway, that's by the by. I can't do nothing about it, and me banging on YouTube's not going to make the slightest bit of difference. My problem, especially with this Miliband guy, and they're all sort of like full bore down this net zero rabbit hole. Everything is going to get much more expensive, but what's really bothering me is the fact that I can see, and I really, really hope I'm wrong here, but I don't think I am. Unless the course of the country changes, I can see it heading in this direction. They're already trying to get you out your cars. Next they'll be coming for your homes. And that's my problem. Because I don't know what taxes they're going to put on homeowners next. Not only that, I can see with this net zero nonsense they keep banging on about, They're trying to get gas boilers out of our houses and heat pumps in, which is absolutely ridiculous. And I can see it going down the route of you're going to have to comply with a whole list of requirements to get your house to net zero. And if you can't comply with them requirements, you're not going to be able to sell your house. It will be against the law. And if you can't afford or can't do what they want you to do, they're going to take your house off you. I know that sounds far-fetched, and I hope it is. I hope I'm a million miles wrong on this subject. But I wouldn't put anything past this government, the way they're going. Look at what they're doing to the pensioners. The brass neck of the guy, when he stood up in the Houses of Parliament, grilling, what's his name, Rishi Sunak, about thinking about taking the winter fuel allowance away from the pensioners, and he's done just that the moment he gets in power. How disgusting. It's wrong. It's so bad. I have never in all my days been so worried about a sitting government in the UK. Never. I know there's always controversy over who's the most useful and what they're doing, but I mean, not like this lot. This lot are seriously bad, and they've only been there a short space of time. Flipping it, we've got 4 years of this crap. So I just hope that he gets out. So somehow he gets out of power and gets someone in who actually does something for the country. The Conservatives done nothing in 14 years, apart from lie to us. And this guy is just 10 times worse. Anyway, that's my concern, is what he is going to impose that's going to affect my life and my house. And that, unfortunately, that house, if I was to rent it out, they're already hitting landlords, is a problem for me. That's my income. But anyway, we shall see. That's not come to pass yet, so I've just got to keep a good eye on what's going on. But yeah, I shall head back to England. On a more positive side of things, I'll be going back to see my friends, especially Mr. Steve Woodham of Steve's Car Sales, top man, and all the gang at Steve's Car Sales. I'll be seeing all them again, and all my friends back in England. So it'll be nice. And while I'm there, I shall settle in for the winter. I'm sure that won't be nice. I'll tell you something, that's something I won't miss, is the winters. The one thing I won't miss over here is the mosquitoes. They're an absolute nightmare. Still. But yeah, this is life. No matter how well we may want to plan things, there's always something that crops up. But my long-term plan is to make this country where I will spend more time than not. The reason I say that is because I don't going to talk for other countries, but I'm only going to talk for here in the Philippines. This is an incredibly difficult country to get residency in. You have to meet certain criteria to get retirement visas or permanent residency visas, and I don't meet that criteria. So for me, as long as I was to stay out here, I would be on a tourist visa, which isn't a problem. If you got married out here, I think you can update your visa every 6 months rather than every 2 months, so it makes it a bit easier, but you don't get many perks out of that. But no, the time I've spent out here, I love it. I absolutely love this country, the people, everything about it. Apart from the mosquitoes, of course. Even the heat, you get used to it after a while. And it's been great here. I've well enjoyed it. When I go back to the UK, I will work out my plan from there. It is a bit unclear when I'm going to come back over here, but maybe in 6 months' time I'll take a break and come back here. Fluctuate between UK and here every now and again until I get everything sorted out and get Tyler sorted out properly. But I've got to do what I've got to do, and I've got to do the best for my son. I owe it to him, and that's the road we're going to take at the moment. So that's it. That's the little update I wanted to give you. And once again, for those of you who are watching who are thinking about doing what I'm doing, then this is my life scenario. what I'm facing right now. Obviously, if you're a single guy by yourself, then it may be a very different situation for you. I won't talk about too much because there's a million different subjects I could branch off from this one video, but I'll do that in subsequent videos. But if my channel goes dead and I don't put any videos out for a while, then you'll just know that I'm back in England and I'm just got my head down and doing what I've got to do to get on. So that's it for the moment. So thanks for watching, everybody. I thought I'd give you this update so you all know, just so that once again, if my channel did go quiet and you might be thinking, what happened to that guy who went to the Philippines? I haven't heard from him in a while. And there is a guy out here, I won't say what his name is. He's been out here for many years, and he was actually my inspiration to even think about this country in the first place. For some reason, his channel has gone dead, and I don't know why. I don't want to message him because other people already have, and I've read the comments, and he's kind of said he's got a few issues, but I don't know if that's the truth. So I'm waiting on that one. It's a lot of his live stream videos have disappeared off his channel as well, so I think something's gone on, but who knows. I will say one thing for anybody who, I know I'm getting off subject again, but for anyone who comes out to a country like Philippines, Thailand or somewhere like that, you can pick up a life out here. If you get it right, you can live quite well. But always bear in mind, you have a home country. Don't cut your ties with your home country if you can help it. Always have a plan B, and if possible, a plan C. And if you keep thinking about what your options are, what you can do, although what we have to do sometimes is not exactly what we want to do, sometimes we just have to get on with it and do what we have to do to get to where we want to be. And I didn't ever want to be in a position where the door is shut. Like, for instance, if I had not have brought Tyler out here, he might have done something back in the UK. I may have never got the opportunity to bring him out here and have that time with him. That door may well and truly shut, and I would have missed that opportunity. So I'm happy, I'm really happy with how things have gone so far. Ken will be fine. I'll make sure she's looked after, and she'll be all right, that's for sure. So that's it for today. There's probably a damn sight more I could say, but I will be making more videos while I'm still here, hopefully. I've got another one coming up shortly. So anyway, I better get on. Just thought I'd give you that quick update, even though it's probably gone for flipping ages. Anyway, once again, take care out there. Have a good one, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Adios.